If you've been watching the rap game evolve over the past few weeks, then get ready because JID is making it crystal clear. He's not here to play it safe anymore. From lyrical warnings to label tensions, he just dropped what might be the most important verse of his entire career, and it's got everyone, from Dreamville to Kendrick's camp, watching closely. Kendrick Lamar's crown isn't just up for discussion right now, it's being challenged, and not by the usual suspects. Not Drake, not Cole, not some new viral TikTok rapper. It's JID, quietly, aggressively, and without asking for permission. He just stepped into the arena like he's ready to take everything. This isn't rap politics, this isn't drama, this is skill, strategy, timing. And it all exploded the moment he dropped his verse on Offset's Bodies. One feature, one verse, and suddenly, the entire culture started looking at him differently. He didn't sneak in, he kicked the door wide open. No distractions, no gimmicks, just pure pen. That verse didn't sound like an artist trying to fit in, it sounded like someone staking a claim. And the wildest part, he didn't need a cosign, he didn't even need Cole. He did it with bars, precision, hunger. That verse alone told the entire top tier, I'm not coming to play nice, I'm coming to replace you. And here's the part that caught everyone off guard. Dreamville didn't say a word, no retweet, no post, no cosign. And that silence, it might not just be business, it might be war. Now, when your own camp goes silent, you make noise alone. JID delivered the most explosive verse of his career, and his own label acted like it never happened. That's not a glitch, that's a signal. No promo from Dreamville, no love from Cole, no push from the machine. And in today's rap game, where even mid-tier verses get boosted to the moon by labels hungry for streams, this silence was different. It wasn't forgetful, it felt personal. Because if JID really just proved he's ready to sit at the big table, why isn't Dreamville pulling up a chair for him? Here's the answer, nobody wants to say out loud. Maybe he's outgrowing them. This ain't the first time we've seen it either. Ari Lennox hinted at it. EarthGang's rollout was all over the place. But JID, he's the loudest warning yet that Dreamville might not know what to do with a superstar they didn't expect. So now he's doing what hungry legends do, building his legacy alone. Every silence from the label becomes another reason to go harder. Every missing cosign turns into fuel. And the more Dreamville fades from the picture, the clearer it becomes. JID is the whole picture, and that's when things start getting dangerous. Because if you give an elite MC no backup, no net, and no limits, they stop asking for help and start aiming for thrones. And that's exactly what JID did next. If you're still watching and you feel that shift too, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe, and join the movement, because this isn't just about one verse. What JID is doing right now, it's bigger than Dreamville, and the way he's handling that silence, that's when things get dangerous, because most artists crumble when the label goes quiet. JID, he sharpened his blade. Let's make something clear. JID isn't just inspired by Kendrick Lamar. He's dissecting the formula and rebuilding it in real time. But here's the thing, he's not doing it with label help, top dog backing, or a marketing machine. He's doing it solo. Kendrick dropped verses that froze the culture. JID just did the same thing on Bodies. Kendrick let silence speak between his moments. JID is filling that silence with pressure, and where Kendrick had a label that knew how to position him as untouchable from the start, JID's label won't even post his wins. So what does he do? He becomes louder without saying more. One verse, one target, one wave of momentum that's got the whole game watching, not because he screamed for it, but because he earned it. And now, every move JID makes feels like it's designed to prove he can play in Kendrick's league. But make no mistake, this isn't a tribute act, it's a challenge. And the scariest part? JID's not waiting for Kendrick to respond. He's just inching closer, track by track, until he's standing beside him, whether anyone likes it or not. Because this is no longer about who raps best. It's about who's willing to grab the moment when no one offers it. And if that next moment is a full project, that's when the conversation flips from potential to power. JID's verse on Bodies wasn't just elite, it was a warning. And now the question isn't, can he drop a classic? It's what happens if he does. Because let's be honest, right now, the space is wide open. Kendrick's in silent monk mode. Cole is off the radar. Drake's stuck in damage control. That means one thing, there's a throne with no one sitting in it. And JID, he's walking toward it with zero hesitation. But here's the thing, verses spark momentum, albums create legacy. This is where artists get stuck. They drop a moment, but they can't follow through. The culture's watching, but they fumble the handoff. JID doesn't have room for that. Not here, not now. If this project comes with the same focus, hunger, and lyrical fire as that Offset feature, he doesn't just rise, he takes over. The conversations change, the cosigns chase him, the crown starts to tilt, and fans start to treat him like the one rapper who could actually stand toe-to-toe with Kendrick. Not as a peer, but as a threat. And that's when everything starts to shift, because if the album lands, he doesn't just move up the ranks, he rewrites the entire top tier. But there's one name still standing in his way, and it's not Kendrick, it's the man who signed him. Now, this is the part nobody wants to admit. JID isn't chasing J. Cole anymore. He's passing him, quietly, cleanly, and with nothing but momentum at his back. Think about it. J. Cole hasn't dropped a solo project in years. No major moves, no big statement. Meanwhile, JID is delivering career-defining verses and building heat with no support, no label push, and no cosigns. He's doing everything Cole used to do, only louder, sharper, and hungrier, and the culture feels it. There's a shift happening. Fans aren't just reacting to JID, they're rallying around him. He's the one being quoted, he's the one being debated, and Cole, he's becoming part of the background. Not because he fell off, but because he stopped moving. That's what makes JID so dangerous right now. He's not throwing shots. He doesn't have to. He's letting the work speak, and the silence around Cole is saying even more. One dropped the pen, the other just picked it up. If Dreamville doesn't see what's happening, they're gonna blink and realize they backed the wrong voice for the moment we're in now. And once the people decide who they're following, there's no handing the spotlight back. But what if JID isn't just stepping over Cole? What if he's preparing to walk away entirely and run the game on his own terms? That's when things get personal and permanent. At first, it looked like JID was being left behind. No cosigns, no rollout, no label machine behind him. But the deeper you look, the clearer it gets. He's not just moving alone, he's using it as leverage. This isn't survival mode, it's control. Every time Dreamville stays silent, JID gets louder. Every verse he drops without their push hits harder, because now there's a different energy behind it. Fans aren't just rooting for his bars, they're rooting for his independence, and that makes him more dangerous than ever. He's creating the kind of momentum labels wish they could bottle, but he's doing it without them. That's a nightmare for the machine. When an artist builds value outside the system loses its grip, and JID knows it. He's not waiting on a marketing budget. He's not hoping for playlist placement. He's betting on one thing only: the work, the pen, the presence, the pressure. And right now, it's working. He's rewriting what a solo run looks like in real time. Not a mixtape grind, not a viral stunt, just raw execution. Because when you realize no one's backing you, you start building something no one can take from you. And just when the industry thought he'd be scrambling for attention, he dropped a verse that made everyone else scramble for relevance. Now imagine what happens when that precision collides with perfect timing. JID didn't just drop a crazy verse out of nowhere, he dropped it at the perfect moment. And that's what separates a hot rapper from a serious threat. Let's break it down. Kendrick Lamar is circling. The culture knows he's sitting on something. He's been teasing Not Like Us. There's tension in the air. Every fan is waiting for a move. And right in that silence, JID strikes. Offset drops Bodies and JID hijacks the conversation. Suddenly it's not what's Kendrick doing next, it's did JID just step into Kendrick's lane? And just like that, the spotlight shifts. That's not random, that's timing, that's chess. And JID played it like a master. He didn't need to diss. He didn't need to start drama. He just showed up when the throne looked unguarded and spoke like someone ready to claim it. He made a statement without ever saying Kendrick's name and still made the culture look in Kendrick's direction. And if Kendrick does respond, even unintentionally, it'll look like he's responding to JID. That's how you flip the power dynamic. This is how momentum really shifts in hip-hop. Not by yelling, not by stunts, but by taking the moment everyone else is waiting for and making it yours. Now ask yourself this: what if JID's verse didn't just interrupt the silence? What if it was designed to break it? JID isn't waiting for Kendrick Lamar to respond. He's forcing the culture to compare them anyway. That's the genius. This isn't a diss war. It's not a call out. It's pressure, and pressure changes everything. Because when an MC starts dominating headlines without drama, just with pure bars and perfect timing, the conversation shifts whether the GOATs like it or not. That's where JID is right now. He's not poking at Kendrick. He's making himself impossible to ignore. And here's the thing, that's way more threatening than a diss. A diss gives you an opening. A war gives you a reason to respond. But this is presence. JID is showing up, showing out, and making sure his name lives in the same sentence as Kendrick's, without ever needing Kendrick's name to do it. That's dangerous, because when the fans start the comparison, it becomes real. It doesn't matter if Kendrick responds or not. JID is in the room now. He's not asking to be crowned. He's not even asking to be acknowledged. He's just rapping like the top spot belongs to him and letting the rest of the game figure out how to deal with it. But the truth is, one thing still holds JID back, and it's not Kendrick, Cole, or any other rapper. It's the story people still believe about him, and it's time to change that story. Now, even after the Bodies verse, even after the momentum, even after he outshined everyone around him, some people still talk about JID like he's almost there. Like he's the lyrical guy on the edge. The next up, the sleeper pick. That's the version he's still fighting, and that version, it's outdated. JID isn't breaking out. He's already broken through. He's just playing in a system that's been slow to update. A system that still sees him as the Dreamville sidekick, the warm-up act, the guy who delivers flawless features but somehow still isn't in the main event conversation. That's what needs to be destroyed now. Because JID's not here to be impressive anymore. He's here to dominate. And as long as people keep viewing him through that old lens, he'll never get the recognition he's already earned. The problem isn't talent, it's perception. And the only way to shift perception permanently, drop a body of work that leaves no debate. This next album can't just be great, it has to be undeniable. The kind that deletes every old narrative and replaces it with one word, leader. Because if he doesn't change the way people see him now, even the crown won't matter. But if he does, that's where the era changes. This is it. Everything JID has done, the verses, the timing, the silence, the pressure, it's all built to this moment. And the truth is brutal. He may never get another one like it. The window is open. Kendrick hasn't moved. Cole hasn't spoken. Drake's distracted. The stage is clear. But it won't stay that way. The culture is watching right now. And if JID doesn't take full advantage, if he doesn't drop a project that flips the narrative, takes the throne, and shuts every doubter up, the moment passes. Because hip-hop doesn't hand you legacy, you have to snatch it when no one's looking. That's where JID is standing. Not in front of opportunity, but at the edge of it. One move too slow, one verse too safe, one project too soft, and he's right back in the almost category. But if he nails this, he doesn't just claim Kendrick's crown, he takes control of the next era. From Dreamville talent to generational voice, from lyrical favorite to leader of the new school. And that's the real war JID's in. Not with Kendrick, not with Cole, with time, with silence, with perception. So now it's your turn. Did JID just deliver the moment that changes everything? Let me know in the comments. Smash that like if you feel the shift. And if you want to see why Travis Scott might be getting dragged into a war with Pusha T, click the next video.